Before I tell you what my initial thoughts are, I just want to say my condolences go out to his family, his friends, anyone that knew and loved him and cared about him, and his fans as well. My partner and I love listening to the Migos. And when I say the Migos, I'm talking about the music they made back in the day. I remember we were driving in the car and we heard Fight Night, and we thought that song was so funny. There was so much good music that they made as a trio, and their music had this great sense of humor and something about them that just gave you this old school feel that was dope. And there are a lot of people, and I'm gonna say I'm an older woman, I really don't connect to a lot of music that comes out in rap, even though I love rap music, I love hip hop. But the Migos, I really enjoy their music. It just makes you feel so happy, and they still to this day make music that makes you feel excited, makes you feel happy, and I just really enjoyed them when they were together. And I was saddened to hear that they had decided not to stay together as a group, at least for the time being. And hopefully, with everything that has happened, Offset and Quavo can make peace and rise above the petty, the superficial, the materialistic, because at the end of the day, they are blood. And that's more important than money, more important than a girl they may be beefing over. We all don't really know what the real deal is, but whatever it is, in a moment like this, we also have to pray that they can forgive and come together as a family to lay this beautiful young brother to rest. You know, it is so sad because from all accounts, when you hear people that knew him more intimately than we did as fans, they say that he was a peaceful guy, that he wasn't looking for trouble. He was just kind of the type of guy that was quiet and minded his own business. And that tracks because when you think about the three of them and you think about the personality that comes through each of them, he is definitely, or at least he appears to be the one who's more low key, more laid back. But he was extremely talented, and I love the contribution that he made to all the songs that they had. And I'm glad that in the less than 3 decades he had on this planet, he was able to leave a legacy that will live forever. And I still just can't wrap my mind around the fact that this is yet another instance of a young black man who is essentially dying over nothing meaningful. People die every day over things that matter. They die for their children, they die for their wife, they die for their mother, they die for their family, they die for a noble cause. They die in the spirit of revolution. The deaths of many of these young rappers, it's over nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm including jewelry that might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I get that people fight over money, people fight over women. It's not new. And so I'm not making it seem like young black men aren't evolved or anything, because trust and believe throughout history, people have fought over these things. But when you see a young man with so much promise, who's so visible, it's just a daily reminder, or just another reminder of the fact that this is happening too much in our community. And all of the things that we say at a time like this, we've said too many times before. But one of the biggest things for me that stands out, that bothers me the most, is that whenever a black man dies in such a horrific fashion, we have this tendency to play a video of it on repeat. And I'm not saying that you can't find video of other races of people dying, but for some reason, when we die, they don't have any reservation about showing those images ad nauseum. And it bothers me tremendously. It makes me want to question everything about media, about the value that we have. And I'm not under any illusion that this is a world that is looking to embrace and uplift Black people. We are marginalized people. We are an oppressed people. We've gone through a lot as a community, and the changes that need to take place in order to heal that have not taken place. And until that happens, it will be very challenging for us to move forward. But when you take a step back and you hear the story, And mind you, I recognize that we don't really know the real nitty gritty of it all because we weren't there. And a lot of the people who were involved in the conflict that escalated to gunfire are probably they're not going to ever speak out and give us the real behind the scenes subtext that led to Takeoff dying the way that he did. But either way, what we've heard just doesn't justify or rationalize what happened. It's awful. Imagine being Quavo or Offset or his mother, his sisters, his brothers, his family, his friends. Because when an innocent, pure soul like Takeoff dies, it just hits you in a different place. Because you know that while he might have been adjacent to different people that were in a certain lifestyle, according to the people that knew him, that really wasn't who he was. He was clearly an artist. He was a guy who was living out his dreams. He was a guy who was living the best life that he could by being true to what he really wanted to do, which was be in music. And I just feel so sad for him and for his family. It's just devastating. And I hope that this is another reminder that can help someone to realize when they're in a similar situation that escalating to this point over money or women or trivial things that wouldn't even matter to you if you were, let's say, in Quavo's shoes right now, that it reminds you that certain things are important and certain things just are not important. Some things can be replaced and some things can never be replaced. So take this as a lesson. Don't let Takeoff's life and the story that his life is meant to tell be for naught. I hope that there can be a wake-up call for anyone that finds himself in that situation. And I hope that whatever justice can come, does come. But those are my thoughts. I just wanted to mainly talk about how disruptive and traumatic it is to see such a beautiful young black man die like this constantly all throughout the media. And I'm avoiding social media for this express reason, just because it's not right. And they don't do this with other groups of people. They just don't show them dying like this. We've become so desensitized to seeing black male bodies bleeding out. And that is one of the most depressing, saddening things that I can say about the last 10 to 15 years, just watching both traditional media, traditional news outlets, and social media, of course, is just rampant. But again, my love, my thoughts, my prayers go out to everyone who's connected to this beautiful spirit. His soul and his spirit and the essential part of who he is will live on forever. And I hope that they have the grace and the peace that is required to heal from such a horrible tragedy. Everybody stay safe and stay blessed.